It's the fall.
Now, are you saying we do have yoga next Thursday?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm sorry, gosh. Okay, I got my schedule wrong. Okay, so we do have it next Thursday. We don't have it the following Thursday. Okay, gosh, I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? Which is good because I was only talking so that Cassie can come. Hi, Cassie. No, it's good. It's good. Yes, that's okay. Just join us when you can. Okay, we will have yoga next Thursday. We won't have the following Thursday. All right, so we're going to start just a little bit different tonight since we're focusing on our inner thighs, and we're going to lay down on our backs. And we're going to go ahead and lay down and put your feet together and your legs out wide. And as long as this feels good on your low back and nothing is hurting, we're going to stay here for just a little bit. If it pulls too much, you can put a block under either thigh to kind of take some of that pressure off. But since we're focusing on our inner thighs, we're going to start in this position and just try to relax here and take a couple breaths. You can put your hands on your belly if you want. And notice when you take your breaths, where do your breaths go? Does your chest rise? Or does your low belly rise? We want our breaths to go nice and deep into our body, and with your hands on your low belly, try to direct your breath all the way down into your low belly. So we're breathing past our chest, taking a deep breath until our belly rises, and then exhale. And just take a smooth inhale, maybe to like the count of 4. And then a smooth exhale to about the same count. Just bring your attention to your inner thighs and just try to relax that area. Then go ahead and bring your knees together and bring your knees into your chest and wrap your arms around your shins and kind of hug yourself a little bit here. And you can rock side to side and keep your low back on the mat so that you're kind of massaging your low back there. And then you can just go ahead and rock up to a seat. And then we're going to take the same position with our legs sitting up. And we've kind of done this before in some other classes. So let's see what it feels like to take your feet a little further away from you and hold your ankles and then just gently start to lean forward. And you might notice, or at least in my body, when my feet are further away like this, I feel the stretch more in my lower back. And you can kind of tilt side to side and just see where you feel that stretch. And don't forget to breathe. And then inhale, come on up, and let's pull our feet closer to us. So just pull them as close as they want to go. And then see if your feet want to open a little bit. And then you can take your elbows and gently kind of press into your knees. You don't have to do it hard, just as much pressure as you want. Stop, it shouldn't hurt, so if it starts to hurt, just stop. And just press into that. Now here, for my body, I feel this a lot more in my inner thighs and less in my back. And then go ahead and come up. And let's take our right leg out to the side. And then let's see what it feels like to go ahead and walk your hands forward. And kind of move your upper body until you're feeling that stretch in your groin, in your thigh. So you might have to change the angle just a little bit until you're feeling it in the right spot. And then come back up. And let's take our right hand and lay it alongside of our leg, and take your left hand up to the sky and over. And now we're stretching down the whole left side of our body, all the way down into our hip. Your chest is open towards the ceiling, and you can look up to the ceiling or you can look straight ahead, whatever feels best with your neck. And then let's come up and then rotate your torso so you're looking towards your foot, and then come down. Lean forward as much as feels good there. And again, notice how just subtle movements change the stretch and where you feel it. And then go ahead and come up, and we're going to go into gate pose. So you're going to press up onto your knee, and your right leg is going to stay straight. Okay, and bring your arm up overhead. So this is kind of a balance pose. And you're looking up to the ceiling. You're stretching all the way down your side. And then see what it feels like to raise that right foot. If you want to challenge your balance, and your arm can come straight up to the ceiling. And if that doesn't feel good, don't worry, you don't need to raise that. And then go ahead and lower your foot, come back down to the ground, and we'll switch to the other side. So your left foot is out, right foot is in. And then we're just going to raise our arm and get that side stretch all the way down our right side into our hip. Opening your chest towards the ceiling. Deep breath. And then we'll rotate towards that foot and fold down. We'll come back up and we'll go down the middle. Walking your hands out, folding forward. For me, I feel this stretch really nice through my inner thigh. And then go ahead and come back up, and then we'll do that gate pose on the other side. So come up on your knee. Your knee is straight up and down. Your right hand is on the mat. Left leg is down on the mat, and then left arm is reaching over your ear. And you're stretching out all through, really reach with your fingertips and your toes so that you feel that stretch all the way down the side of your body. And then you can raise that foot, and your left arm can come straight up to the ceiling, and just balance. And then go ahead and put that down, and then just come to hands and knees, tabletop. And puff up your back and spread your shoulder blades and let your head hang heavy into cat. And then into cow, let your belly hang. Look up to the ceiling. And we'll do that one more time. So arch your back, press into your hands, pull your belly in, and then exhale, let your belly hang. Head goes up to the ceiling. And then let's walk our hands forward just a bit. Tuck your toes under and press into your first down dog. So in down dog, we're pressing into our fingers, our knuckles, trying not to put all of your weight in the heels of your hands. And your butt is pushing up towards the ceiling. Your thighs are gently kind of rotating in. Your shoulders are away from your ears. And don't forget to breathe. And then just look up and slowly start to walk towards the front of your mat. So we're in forward fold. And let's just dangle here for a little bit. So you can tuck one hand into the opposite elbow. Think about almost tucking your chin to your chest so that the crown of your head is hanging straight towards the ground. You can sway side to side. If you spent your day at a desk, this probably feels pretty good. We'll go ahead and inhale halfway with a flat back, and then exhale and fold down one more time. And then inhale, spread your arms wide, come all the way up, touch your hands together, and exhale to your heart center. So we'll do a full sun salutation to start with. So your feet are hip width distance apart, and I always tell you to kind of lift your toes up and spread them wide and set them back down so that we have a nice stable base. And just remember to kind of roll your shoulders back. And then as we inhale, we sweep our arms up, and if you like, you can do a little back bend if that feels good. And then exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then we're going to plant our hands and step one leg and the other leg back to plank. And you guys, we can start by just putting our knees down and slowly lowering to the ground, all the way to the ground. Inhale, pushing your hands into the mat, coming up just a little bit into cobra. We don't want to come up too high. In fact, let's go ahead and go back down, and let's just see how high we can come up without using pushing any weight into our hands. So just come up and using the strength in your back. You're not pressing into your hands hardly at all. See how much you can come up. And then exhale down. And then let's clasp our hands behind our back and come up again. So your hands are clasped behind your back and you're raising your chest as much as you can. And then inhale and raise your legs at the same time. So the only thing on the ground is your abdomen and the top of your thighs. And then exhale down. And then push yourself back up to that plank. You can have your knees down if you want, and then back to down dog. I like to take a couple breaths in down dog. Let's go ahead and bend our right leg. Keep your left leg straight and kind of push into that left leg, pushing your heel into the ground, stretching out the back of that left leg. And then let's try the other side. Bend your left leg, right leg is stretching into the ground. Heel is pressing down to the ground.
Now press into that left leg and kick up your right leg up to the ceiling. So we're a three-legged dog. And then kind of open your hip and bend that leg and let that hip open up. And then exhale, look forward and bring that right foot in between your hands.
So we're in runner's lunge now. And just stretch. If you kind of bend your knee a little bit more, you can stretch into that left quad. See how that feels. And then spin that left foot down at a 45-degree angle and press into your toes to come up. So your front leg is parallel with the ground. And then inhale, hands come together. This is warrior one. You can either have your hands at shoulder distance apart, or you can clasp them together. And then exhale, bring your hands down and kind of open your hip up a little bit, but the legs stay the same, and then your arms go out wide. This is warrior two. And pretend that you're reaching from one wall to the other. As far as you can, you're spreading wide. And then exhale, left hand goes down your leg and bend that right arm back. Stretching your right side. Exhale, come forward, and you can place your hand on the block or on the ground. If you can't touch the ground, put the block up for your hand to come on and open your chest. Left arm is up to the ceiling. Now, keep this the same, except straighten that right leg as much as you can. This is triangle pose. So the right leg is straight, left leg is straight. And then you can rotate your torso so that both of your hands are coming down to the mat. And that leg is still straight. This is pyramid. And you're kind of pulling your right hip back and your left hip forward. And you can either stay here or you can try a balancing pose where you press into that right leg and start to lift your left. So you're standing on your right leg, left leg is in the air, as high as you can. This is called standing splits. And then just exhale, bring that leg right down next to the right, and we're in forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, and then raise your arms. This is chair pose. So you're pressing into your heels, your toes are lifted. And then exhale, push up to stand, arms come down. So we'll do that on the other side. So go ahead and inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg goes back, right leg goes back. Exhale, down to the ground. Inhale, push into the ground with your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then push up into down dog. So this time, we're gonna raise our left leg up, and we can open that hip. Feel that stretch on your inner thigh there. And then bring it forward in between your hands. So we're in low lunge. And then just stretch that out a little bit so that you feel the stretch down the front of your leg. And then spin that right foot down at a 45-degree angle. Press into your left foot and come up. Your hands can be clasped. Your left leg is parallel with the ground. And then exhale and open your arms wide like a warrior. Stretching your arms as far as you can. That right leg is parallel with the ground. And then exhale, hand goes down your right leg and lean your left arm back, stretching out your left side. Exhale, left hand down to the ground or on the block if the ground is a little too far away. And then open up your left arm, or right arm, I'm sorry. This is extended side angle. And you're kind of pressing into that leg with your left arm and opening your chest. And keep everything the same except straighten that left leg into triangle pose. And you're kind of pulling your left hip back to feel that stretch in the back of your leg. And then take that right hand down on either side of that left foot into pyramid pose. And then from here, if you did it on the other side, we can go up into those standing splits where you walk your fingers forward and kick that right leg up as high as it goes. And then exhale, bring that foot down next to your left foot. And we're in forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, to your heart. Okay. We're going to get back into down dog. So go ahead and inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And you can step your left leg back and then your right. Lower down to your belly. Inhale, cobra, pushing into your hands. Chest is lifted. Exhale down. Push up into plank and then down dog. And then from here, look up, and we're just going to walk our feet to the front. And then we're just going to take our legs wide here into a straddle. How's everybody doing? Okay, good. Okay, so on our first straddle pose, we're going to kind of cool things down just a little bit and just work on some stretches. Those sun salutations can kind of get your heart rate going and get things warm. So now we'll focus on a little bit more stretching. So with your legs wide, your feet are straight forward. Let's go ahead and put your hands on your hips and just slowly lean forward and see where it feels good for you to go. So you can put your hands in line with your feet or out in front. Everybody's kind of different on what feels good to them here. But let your head hang. And you might feel this stretch on your inner thighs and also your hamstrings on the back of your legs, your low back. And then let's walk our left hand over to our right leg. So we're stretching more into that right side. And then we can walk over to the other side. And then to the middle. And then let's come back up so that we can clasp our hands and come back slowly so you don't get dizzy. Sometimes when we're upside down, we can get dizzy. clasp your hands again like we did when we were in locust. And kind of, if it feels okay with your shoulders, see if you can put your palms together. So the heels of my hands are touching, which means my shoulders are kind of pulled back. My heels of my hands are touching, if you can. And then slowly start to lean forward, and then those hands are gonna come up over our head to stretch out between our shoulders. And just keep breathing here. And then go ahead and inhale, come all the way back up. And then we're gonna change our feet just a little bit. So take your toes out and your heels in, toes out. Okay, and from here, we're gonna bend our legs. This one is super challenging for me. It builds a lot of strength in your legs. So come down as low as you can, and then inhale your hands above your head. Now, this one for me is rather intense. You're kind of trying to drop your bottom down to the ground and come down as low as you can. And don't forget to breathe. This one's feels like it lasts 10 minutes. It's so hard. Okay, go ahead and inhale and place your hands on your knees now. This almost feels like a rest to me. Oh. So you're kind of pushing into your knees, and then drop your right shoulder down and push against that right knee. And you should feel a really nice stretch on your inner thigh. And then inhale, and let's switch sides. So we're pushing into our left side. Do that one more time, push into your right. Push into your left. And then let's just come down to a child's pose and take a little break. You guys have been working pretty hard. Let's take a wide leg child's pose where our toes are together. Your arms are out in front of you, your fingers are spread. Your arms are active, like you're pressing into the mat with your palms. And your head can come down to the mat. And you're pressing back into your hips. Imagining your bottom touching your toes, which mine never even comes close, but that's the goal. Okay, let's inhale and come on up. And we're I'm gonna face you guys this way. Sit with your legs together and your back on your feet. Now, if this is uncomfortable, you can take that block that you have next to you and you can set on it. If this is a little bit too much pressure, sometimes if your knees aren't very flexible, you feel that in your knees. So we don't want you to feel that in your knees. But this is a good pose to kind of stretch out the tops of your legs. It's also a good pose to take a break when you've been working really hard. All right, so let's inhale and put our hands together, clasp them and stretch up. So we're kind of flipping our palms up. And then let's just reach over to the right side and stretch down that left, all the way down your armpit to your side, to your hip. And then inhale, come back back to the middle, and let's switch to the other side. I kind of like to look up to the ceiling and open my chest so I'm not collapsing down. Okay, let's bring our hands down. And let's do that eagle stretch that we did, I think, last time, where we can take our arms out. Right arm goes under left arm, and then you twist your arms. Now you can either have your hands like this if that's enough, or you can do a double bind if your arms will allow you to do that. And to feel this stretch in the right spot, lift up your elbows a little bit and then kind of take your hands away from your face. And that might help you feel that in between your shoulders, in your shoulder blades. It's called eagle arms. And then we can let go and do the other side. So left arm is under. I love this one for the back of my shoulders. All right, let's let that one go. And then let's go ahead and press ourselves back into down dog.
Pressing our hips up to the sky. I like doing down dog after, that was hero pose, the way we were sitting, and kind of helps get the blood flow back to my feet. And then go ahead and inhale, walk your hands, or your feet up to your hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then inhale all the way up. We're going to try another little flow here that stretches out a little bit more of the front of our legs. So inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. And you can either put your knees down or just lower straight down into chaturanga, all the way to your belly. Inhale, cobra, pressing into your hands, looking up. Exhale, down. And then push back up into plank and down dog. And then take a deep breath in and lift that right leg and pull it in between your hands again. And then this time we're going to lower that back leg. So my left leg is down on the ground. I'm in this lunge where the front of my leg is straight up and down. We don't want to be leaning too far forward. And you should be able to see your whole foot in front of you. So we're not like this. That's not sure. So from here, we're going to try a little bit of balance. So if you want to try, go ahead and inhale and put your hands on your knee. And you can see here where you can kind of stretch into that left thigh. And if that feels okay, you can inhale with your arms up. And this takes a little bit of balance here, and you can feel how you have to use the strength in your right leg to do this. It's a little bit harder to stabilize yourself than it looks. And then exhale, bring those hands down. We did this last week. Some people might need a strap to try this. You can either stay here or we can try to add a quad stretch. So if you put your hand up on a block here, it might make it just a little bit easier. So your left hand is up on a block. Your right and your chest is rotating and your right hand is reaching back, and just see if you can find that foot. And if not, you can just try to pull it in. You don't have to reach it.
and see if you can feel that stretch. And exhale, let that go. Now straighten that leg, your front leg. This is half splits. So we're kind of trying to pull our right hip back and our left hip forward. And then your hands are closer to towards your foot here. And you can start to lower your chest down. If you ever wanted to practice full splits, this is kind of the place to start. All right, let's inhale. Plant that foot, plant that hand, tuck your left toe under to come back into lunge. And then once you're in lunge, you can press back into plank. And then from plank up into down dog. So just take a breath here. Pull your shoulders back away from your ears. Pressing your hips up to the sky. Pressing your heels down to the mat. And we'll try that on the other side. So left leg rises. And then let's pull that in between our hands and lay that right foot back on the mat. So even right here, if this is enough stretch, you don't have to do any of the other poses that we're doing if this is enough stretch through that leg. So just see how that feels for you. But if you want to try to add on, that's where we can come up, I guess, level 2 and press into that left leg. And if you want to try to challenge your balance, you can raise your arms up to the sky. Challenge your balance here. I usually kind of feel my leg even trembling a little bit because this takes some strength to do. And then exhale, hands are back to the mat. Take it back. Take your hips back to where your left leg is straight now. And you're feeling that awesome stretch through your left hamstring. You're pulling your left hip back, right hip forward. Toes are up towards the ceiling. And then you can either stay there, or if you tried on the other side, you can plant that right hand, bend your left knee, and do that quad stretch on the right side. You can use your strap if you'd like. And then go ahead and let that go. Press up into your high lunge. Plant your hands. Take that foot back to plank. And then press into down dog. All right, let's go ahead and walk our feet slowly forward between our hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, hold. And then let's try that chair pose again. So let's bend our knees. Raise our arms up. So with chair pose, we're trying to put our feet, our weight in the back of our heels and not so much our toes. Your hands can be together or they can be straight up. Doesn't matter. Now let's exhale and take your left elbow. We're going to do a revolved chair. Left elbow is over your right knee and we're kind of twisting here, looking up to the ceiling. And then just inhale and we'll switch sides.
So right elbow to left knee, twist, look up to the ceiling. And then exhale, put your hands down on your mat, forward fold. And then take your feet a little bit apart from each other. And we're gonna try what's called yogi squat. So just go ahead and bend your knees and see if you can come down into this squatting position. So in this one, your heels are down on the ground if you can do that, but sometimes that's hard. So if your heels are up, that's fine, but ideally they're down on the ground. Your hands are together, and right here you can push into your legs and you can stretch out your inner thigh here. So you can add a little bit of pressure if you're not feeling it enough. And then go ahead and put your right arm down and left arm can raise. And again, you can kind of push into that leg with your right elbow. And then let's switch, left arm down, right arm raises. And come down, and then just let's go ahead and lower to the ground. And let's spread our legs wide here. And we're gonna do a forward straddle. So this is the one that gets everybody. Don't worry about how far you go, just whatever feels good. And we can slowly start to walk our hands forward. And sometimes instead of coming all the way down, you feel it even more if you straighten your back and pull your shoulders back. You don't even have to go forward that far. Just breathe here. Think about pointing your toes up to the ceiling as you do this. And then if you want, you can go ahead and round your back. If there's any more distance, you can go. Inhale and come back up. I want to try something with you guys, but I don't know if you want to do it. Let's just try. So go ahead and bring your feet together. You can grab your toes and lean back a little bit and hold your feet. And try to balance and see if you can open. This is another good stretch, but it is kind of hard to balance. That one's fun if nothing else. That's great. And you can rock back and forth. Way to go, Matt. That's awesome. Okay, let's see. Where was I? Oh, okay. So this one is the one that I think is probably the most intense. It's not like challenging, it's just intense. It's called frog pose. And this is one that is definitely good for your inner thigh, but it's a little intense. So to do this one, go ahead and get on your hands and knees. And then you can slowly start to walk your knees a little bit out, but make sure that your legs are going straight back. So your legs are not in like this. That's not good for your knees. Your legs need to go straight back. And just see how far you want to go. Okay, so this is a very intense stretch on your inner thigh. If you want to go a little further, so pushing back, it makes it a little too much. So you can always lean forward, which will lessen the stretch. And then if you can try to see if it feels okay to come down on your elbows. And again, if you're trying to intensify the stretch, if you push your butt back, that's going to intensify it.
and pushing forward will lessen it if you need to lessen that. So I would say this is probably one of the most intense stretches you can do for your inner thighs. It's definitely a hard one for me, for sure. So once you're done with that, getting out of it can be kind of weird. So I just kind of like to come forward onto my belly and then put my legs together to come out, because it's an awkward one to get out of. So graceful. Never graceful coming out of that one. All right, let's put our legs in front of us. We're going to do a forward fold here. So stretch out the back of our body just a little bit. So let's go ahead and inhale, arms up, lean forward as far as you want. You can either grab your feet or your ankles, whatever feels good. And you can use your hands as traction to pull yourself gently. Don't overdo it, because you can pull your low back pretty easily. Tuck your chin. Inhale, come on up. And do one little last bit of burst of strength before we stretch out for the remainder of the time. So let's go ahead and lean back and come into our boat pose. And you guys know the drill. This is level 1, level 2, level 3. So go wherever you want to go. And then I want to try lowering down and coming back up. For 3, lowering down, come up, lower down, come up, and one more, down, come up. Good job, you guys. That one's tough. All right, let's go ahead and lay back down and grab your strap. And we're gonna stretch out these legs. You guys have been working really hard during this class. So put this strap over your right foot, the ball of your right foot, right behind your toes, and pull that foot down towards your face so it's nice and flat against the ceiling. And you should feel this lovely stretch behind the back of your leg all the way down to your hip bones. And then exhale, open that leg up. Keep your left hand on your left leg and kind of reminding that leg to stay down to the ground. Your left shoulder should be on the ground. Taking one last chance at opening up that inner groin. Inhale, bring that up and switch the grip on your hand and bring that right leg over in line with your left shoulder. And you can kind of push into your right hip crease. I feel like that really kind of intensifies it. Push it down and away from you. Oh, that one's always pretty intense for me. Okay, let's go ahead and switch that out so you can replace the foot. Put your left foot in the strap this time. Pull that left foot back towards your face. Left leg is straight. Right leg is down on the mat. Then take the strap in your left hand and open that leg. And you might notice that it feels different on one side than the other. One leg might go down farther than the other, closer to the ground. And inhale, come back up, switch the grip into your right hand. Bring that right foot in line with your right shoulder. And you probably feel a stretch throughout your arch as well here. And you can go ahead and let that strap go. And then let's bend your knees and take your right knee over your left knee. And then pick them up and see if you can grab either foot with either hand. So it's kind of like an X, I guess. And you're grabbing the outside of the feet with your hands and gently, gently pull down gently. So you should feel this stretch in your right hip, and just don't pull too hard. You can kind of move your legs back and forth. See if that changes the stretch at all. And go ahead and let go, and we'll just switch sides. So left leg goes over the right. Feel that in your left hip. You're grabbing the outside of your foot with your hands. Your feet are flexed. And you're just pulling it in towards your chest. You can go ahead and let go of that. And we'll do a happy baby here before we go into Shavasana. So grab the outside of your feet. No, actually, let's just do a wide leg stretch here first. So grab the outside of your feet, but take your legs wide. Straighten those legs and take it wide. So it's like what we were doing when we were laying down. And then go ahead and bring those feet in. Happy baby. Your tailbone is pressing towards the ground, so your low back is pressing into the ground. Your hands are pulling down on the bottom of your feet. Your elbows are on the inside of your knees. And you're just pulling your knees towards the ground. And then go ahead and let that go. And take your legs out to the corner of your mat. You're laying flat on your mat. Your arms are spread wide. You can have your palms up if that feels good, and spread your legs kind of at least the length of your mat. So give yourself some space, almost like a starfish shape. Your legs are wide. Your arms are out wide. Your palms are up. And take a minute to push into your head and roll your shoulders back. So kind of roll your shoulders back so that they're flush on the ground. And just take a minute here to completely relax. You worked hard this evening, and this is your reward. There's nothing for you to do. Just try to let your thoughts go and melt into your breath. Ready, go ahead and wiggle your fingers and your toes. And you can start to roll out your wrists and your ankles and bring a little life back into your body. You can roll over to one side and push yourself up to sitting when you're ready.